Lying to public representatives, which should outrage you enough that you stop the process. And what you need to understand is no wireless device, and 5G included, is safety tested.
In December of 2018, I sent a letter to FCC Commissioner Carr asking him to cite for me recent scientific studies demonstrating the safety of this technology. What research has been done? Where has it been published and compiled? He has essentially failed to do so.
No, I'm not aware of any.
So there really is no research ongoing. We're kind of flying blind here, so far as health and safety is concerned. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You might be asking, perhaps some people are being injured by this, but if you're not feeling it, it's probably not that big of a deal. And I think that's a very common experience. But it's not as simple as saying that just a few unfortunate people are being affected by this. Because what the science shows is that we're all affected on some level, whether we can feel it or not. So to think that we could put an exponential amount of microwave radiation into our environment and not feel effects is simply false. And it's not just headaches and insomnia. It's much more serious things, such as infertility, DNA damage, and eventually cancer.
Across the street is the cell phone tower. All right, so I'm in line of sight of the cell phone tower right here. And you can see I have the meter set to peak. And I'm getting peak readings. It almost overloads the meter. When it goes to 1, that's an overload. So we're at roughly 1,500 to 2,000 microwatts per square meter. And you can see the radio frequency meters pointing right at the cell phone tower. Now, watch what happens when I walk in back of the bank building. So now the cell phone tower is being blocked by the building, but I'm still picking up 50 to 75 microwatts per square meter, and the radio frequency radiation is not going around the building, it's going through the building. And this is my concern for people who work inside this building. I'm standing behind solid brick walls here, and I'm still picking up 60 to 80 microwatts per square meter. Biological effects are said to start at 3.4 to 6 microwatts per square meter.
5G will be as much as 100 times faster than the current 4G cellular networks. The FCC is taking very bold action, probably bolder than they've ever taken before. It's a new frontier to make wireless spectrum available. By next year, the United States is on pace to have more 5G spectrum than any other country in the world. That's a big statement because, as you know, some people got ahead of us. We should have been doing this a long time ago, as advanced as it may be. In addition, last October, I directed the Department of Commerce to develop a national spectrum strategy to free up even more spectrum for economic activity, including 5G. The FCC has also taken action to streamline the permitting process for 5G infrastructure with state and local governments. That's a big deal. It takes too long to get permits. We're going to free that situation up, and we're going to put limits, and the local areas are going to listen to us very, very strongly. They have a big incentive to do that. They must now approve new physical infrastructure within 90 days instead of many years. It can sometimes take 3, 4, and 5 years. We're going to put a limit of 90 days. And there is now a cap on the unreasonable fees local governments often charge. They get greedy. They think, hey, we can really take advantage, and it ends up that everybody gets hurt. Everybody gets hurt. Everybody gets hurt.
Given this information, you can see why someone like me or anybody else that has dealt with a cancer diagnosis has a concern over the implementation of 5G technology. My questions to the committee are, has the committee determined that this technology is safe? And if you have, what safety determinations were done? What kind of scientific or medical background did these people do to make a determination that this technology is safe for me, for you, for your children, for your grandchildren? This technology is very controversial, and I believe we need to give serious consideration up front to the review of the scientific and medical research, studies, and documentation. Many experts have determined that this technology is unsafe for human health, and I think the committee needs to take this into consideration. So I have a request. It's twofold. I request that this Energy and Technology Committee please take some time, take a pause, review the testimony of and the documents that are available to people, and the hope is that we will be able to bring some more documentation to you to show you the medical and scientific impacts of this technology. I'm not sure I understand what the rush is to push this through before people have had an opportunity to provide you some information to show you that there is danger to you and your families.
My dinner table conversation is, what other countries don't have this technology? Are we going to be leaving our families to just be safe, just be able to live? When I go out of town to stay in a hotel, I have to see how close it is to a cell phone tower, if it has a cell phone tower.
Wireless radiation has biological effects, period. This is no longer a subject for debate when you look at PubMed and the peer-reviewed literature. These effects are seen in all life forms: plants, animals, insects, microbes. In humans, we have clear evidence of